guys, I hope everybody's staying safe during this COVID pandemic. I decided to make a video today while we have a little bit of extra time comparing 3 different shoes that's hit the market. Recently I've had a couple questions for some friends about which shoe to invest in, especially with standing all day. We want a shoe with great support. So let's go ahead and get started. First shoe we're going to talk about is going to be the Birdies. So this big claim to fame is this is the Meghan Markle shoe. It's supposed to feel like a slipper. So this one is called the Sterling. They have a couple different styles that you can get. This one is going to be more like a suede material, and the inside is going to be a slick, almost like slipper material. So it doesn't have a lot of flexibility to it, so just keep that in mind. You'll compare the difference a little bit later with them. So my problem with this shoe, I do like it, I'd still wear it, but you can notice that it does start to get a little bit of damage. I've probably wore this shoe about 5 times at about 8 to 10 hours at a time because I wear them during a shift at work. So it's got the damage here. You cannot wash this shoe, you cannot get it wet. You would have to spot clean it. If you did get water on it, it starts to, I don't know if you guys can see it in the light, but it starts to get damaged around the edges. The point, when it first comes, it's very nice and sharp. After about a wear, I noticed that the point started to get damaged on it. And also another problem I have is you can see that there's fine lines that start to form in the shoe where your foot flexes. So if that wasn't enough, the main problem I have with this shoe is this heel piece right here. So it looks like it would be soft, but it is actually very hard. So this causes my heel to hurt by the end of the day, as well as this arch support right here. It's quite aggressive for an arch support, and it only is at the side right here, and this causes a pressure point on your foot and it hurts by the end of the day. So you can see how thick the sole is in it. You cannot remove the sole, it's actually glued to the shoe. For the rest of the shoe, this is a pretty soft material, but at the end of the day, this is not my favorite out of the 3 different types of shoes we're going to talk about. Price point wise, this shoe runs about $95. It is a good investment. The packaging is great when it comes. It comes with its own little bag you can carry it in and store it in, but it's not my favorite. This is the Sterling and the Birdies. So next one we're going to talk about is going to be the Rothy. So the Rothy I've had the longest. So I bought this roughly about 2 years ago. I wear it all the time. I've had hundreds and hundreds of hours of wear out of this pair of shoes, and it looks exactly like the day I bought it. So Rothy's claim to fame is they are made out of plastic. So recycled water bottles. With that being said, this is a washable shoe, but you cannot dry it in the dryer because it is made of plastic. You will shrink your shoe. So this one actually comes apart. The insole in it is a very thin material, and it does have a little bit of cushion to it. This actually comes with the shoe, but you can buy these separately if you would like to replace them. You'll notice after about 2 years of wear, you can start to see where your foot has went in the shoe. It starts to fade out certain parts. Even after you wash it, the black starts to fade out a little bit. As for the actual shoe itself, there's no fading problems whatsoever. It's actually made out of, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it is made out of a tightly wound material. It doesn't feel like plastic at all. It feels like a soft sweater material, really. As for flexibility, this shoe is very flexible, so you don't have to worry about your foot being constrained through the day. This is a great shoe to work in all day long. As for the bottom of the shoe, it is a little bit slick. It has a very fine texture to it, but you have to be conscious if you're going to be walking through water. It is a rubber bottom, so it is going to absorb some shock. Size-wise, out of all 3 pair of shoes we're talking about today, I typically wear an 8.5. I did have to size up to a 9, and they fit like a glove on my foot. So I do not recommend going with your typical size. If you're going with, this is called the normal flat. So if you're going with this flat, I recommend going up a half size. If you were to go with the point, they recommend going up a half size. I probably would go up an entire size. Price point wise, these run about $125. There's typically some coupons you can get online to bring the price down on these, but this is a great investment. A lot of people, they have buy these offline used because, like I said, you can wash them and they look brand new after they come out of the washing machine.
Okay.
Because I love this shoe so much, I actually ended up buying one in a different style. So this is called the Loafer. I bought it in the limited edition. It's almost like a snake print with some glitter within it. It's made exactly the same. You can take this apart just like the other pair. This is actually interchangeable within the flat as well, so you can reuse the Loafer in flat insoles. Exactly like that. It has great flexibility within the shoe. The only difference is this comes up higher on your foot and you get a little bit more security on your foot when you're walking. Again, the bottom's made of rubber. This is a washable shoe. Looks just like the day I bought it. I've had these probably about 6 months and they look like the day I took them out of the package. These run a little bit more expensive. These are about $165. But because they were a limited edition pair, I bought this because if I ever decide to sell them, since they've been taken off the market, I can get my money back plus some. So if you look online, these are running anywhere from $200 to $300, and that's like for all their limited edition pairs. This one's recently been taken off the market, so it's not climbed in value quite as much. But if you do decide to get a higher price point with the Rothy, I recommend going with the limited edition. So the last shoe we're going to talk about today is the Allbird. So it is made out of a similar material. It is not tightly wound like the Rothy is. The difference between these are, you can see the shape difference. The Allbird actually has more of a blunt tip at the end and it's not quite as rounded as you're going to see with the Rothy. For me, the material is a little bit softer on the outside, and as for the inside is the best point of the Allbird. I have to say, out of the 3 pair of shoes we talked about, this is probably going to be my favorite. And the reason being is definitely because of this great support you get within the shoe. This is going to be way thicker than any of the other pairs that we've looked at today. So you can see comparison-wise, this one definitely has a lot more support. It actually has a rubber-like material on the bottom, and it's almost like a yoga mat material, I would say. And then the top is lined with wool. So out of the 3 pairs, the only pair you would not have to wear socks with would be the Allbird because of this wool that is on it. It absorbs sweat and it has an odor protection to it. I still probably would wear socks with it, but if you want to have that option, you can have that with the Allbirds. So this is machine washable, just like the Rothy. You can easily pop them out, wash them, put them over a vent, dry them overnight, and they are good to go. So another feature about this is the bottom. You can see I got some good wear out of them, but it is a little bit slick. It doesn't have a lot of texture to the bottom, so therefore you have to be a little conscious about walking in water. As for the outside of the shoe, I love this band feature that goes around it because it clings to your foot. It feels great when you're walking. The flexibility is just as good as the Rothy. As for the way it comes down on the foot, this comes down a little bit further than the Rothy would, so you're going to get a little bit more of a snugness to it. I know it's hard to see because the Rothy is kind of black, but it is a great shoe. So price wise, this runs $95 and it kills the Rothy in price point. And it is great support, wool, soft to the touch, and I really like this one the best out of all three. And I thought I would never say that because I was sold on Rothy's. I've had my Rothy's for 2 years. This one I've had for a couple weeks, and I find myself going back to it over and over again because my feet feel great at the end of the day. So if you guys have any other questions about these shoes, just let me know. And for a comparison, I will hold the 3 flats together for you if I can. So this is going to be your Rothy, this is going to be your Birdie, and this is going to be your Allbirds. So I hope that, guys, this answered your questions, help you make a better decision. For me, the Allbird is the winner. So thank you, guys, and hope you have a great day.